Hi guys, James Orr, founder of Decisive Trading. So for this video, I want to do something a little bit different. I want to look at trading in general, specifically touching on things like trading losses, trading drawdowns, and trading expectations. The real main aim with Decisive Trading when I first started it was to create an area, create a space where people could come and find useful trading information, but also a place that would help dispel a lot of the misinformation that is out there. Because when I was learning how to trade, unfortunately, what I did was I read a lot of books, watched a lot of videos on YouTube, and used things like trading forums. And unfortunately, I was led to believe that the sort of millionaire mindset where you're chasing the fast cash, you're expecting these huge returns. You expect to be driving a Ferrari by the end of the year. Now, with Decisive Trading, the channel, when I'm making videos, unfortunately, when it comes to week, I don't have enough time to produce new, unique videos. So what I do is week to week, I produce videos like the Sunday analysis videos, because I know the technical aspects of those videos are useful. They're useful because I use them to do my own trading. It's the technical analysis that I'm using on the markets. And then I also post a live trade each week. I post the first live trade that I take each week, because I know that seeing someone taking a trade, talking through a trade, explaining the support and resistance levels, the market sentiment, the things that got me into the trade, is also going to be helpful to beginners, because I've spoken to a lot of beginners and that is what they told me. Now, what that means is, I'm only one person, and what I'm doing is I'm working on different things. So at present, I'm working on a complete beginner's course, touching on things like the real sort of foundations of trading. It's for people who don't really even know what a CFD is. They don't really understand leverage. I'm putting that together, and then I'm just going to put it onto the website. It's going to be free. But what it means is that when I'm working on something like that, I don't have enough time to make the other videos that I usually put onto YouTube. So I just do the sort of stuff that I do week to week, almost, I guess you would call it the routinely posted Decisive Trading videos. And I'm able to do that because I need to do that stuff for my own trading anyway. But what that can do is it can pull away from the overall message that I'm trying to get across with Decisive Trading. Now, if you're new to the channel, if you're not new to the channel, I don't really need to explain this, but if you're new to the channel, it's easy when you're just seeing the new videos coming up. If you don't go onto the channel and look down through the playlists, it's very easy to miss a lot of what I would consider really the core parts of the message that I'm trying to get across. And that is things like being cautious with your trading, having realistic expectations. I've done lots of videos on this. I've done lots of videos on psychology. I've done lots of videos on things like explaining why when someone tells you that you're going to make 50% per month, they're talking absolute nonsense. But because I'm not making those videos regularly, it's easy for that message to get lost. So what I want to do is touch on a few of those aspects. Really, the first thing I want to say is I in no way want to give across the impression or somehow promote the message that trading is easy. That is the furthest thing from what I am trying to do, because trading is not easy. I can assure you, and I know learning to trade is extremely difficult. Even when you've been trading for years, sometimes you still feel like you want to smash your head against a brick wall. Sometimes it feels like I'm smashing my head against a brick wall day to day with trading. It's just all part of the process. But when you're learning how to trade, it's important that you have these realistic expectations and the realistic messages, and I don't want to be a part of the message. I'm not doing it intentionally. I don't think I do it. I post a lot of stuff. In fact, I think I'm probably one of the only educators who constantly talks about cautious trading. I think I'm probably one of the most boring trading channels when it comes to returns, because I always tell people look for a maximum of 4% to 8% per month return on your capital. That's the maximum. If you can get to 4%, I think you're doing fantastically. It's professional results. You don't need to push yourself any further, because through experience, through meeting a lot of other real professional traders, I know that none of them not one of them consistently make more than, well, I'd say 10% per month. They have months where they make a lot more than 10%, but then they also have months where they have the drawdowns, and it always ends up evening out. The best that I know do around about 8% per month. If you're above 4%, you are a professional. It's important that you hear that message and understand that message, because trading shouldn't be about, if you want to do this seriously, okay, there's a lot of people who come to trading who are just gamblers. It's as simple as that. You know, I speak to hundreds of people from the trading beginner community, and I would say 70% to 80% of them are gamblers. You know, they just want to make fast money. They come to me, I tell them, you know, they say, how much can I make a week? How much can I make a month? And my instant reply is, you know, you're doing this completely the wrong way. Usually what I say actually is, when they say how much can I make, I usually say 0 for at least 2 years. And then usually what happens then is that sort of filters them out. You don't get messaged back after that. And the ones who do message you back, I know, are serious about learning how to trade. But when you're learning how to trade, what can happen is that you can get this idea in your head that as you learn and as you get better as a trader, what's going to happen is that the losses that you suffer are going to disappear. And you just go through in your head, you know, you have a loss and you say, okay, that was a mistake. What did I do wrong? And I need to fix that. And the problem is with trading, when it comes to losses, you cannot eradicate your losses. And it's very difficult for the human mind to process and to understand and to accept, because we're brought up our whole life. When you make mistakes, you fix the mistake. You know, you get punished if you do badly on a test. If you make mistakes in your driving test, you fail your driving test, etc. When you are trading, learning to trade and trading, it's not so much mistakes, but your trading plan is going to have losses and you're going to have drawdowns. When you're learning how to trade, what you want to be doing is focusing on building the discipline to follow your trading plan, but also, and it's so important, building the ability and the discipline to handle the losses, because there's no way to avoid it. As I've mentioned, if you can aim for, or if you can achieve 4% per month, you are doing phenomenally well as a trader. And there's a lot of traders out there on YouTube, Google, whatever, who they post up these phenomenal returns, absolutely crazy returns. I like to take them at face value. You know, maybe they are making these huge returns of, you know, £20,000 a week, £30,000 a week, whatever it is. But for me personally, I have never seen that. I know personally I could not make those returns unless I had an absolutely enormous trading account. And even if I had an absolutely enormous trading account, I don't know psychologically if I could trade at those sorts of numbers consistently, because, you know, it's huge amounts of money. But so what you want to do is, as you're learning to trade, you want to give yourself realistic expectations. You're not going to be a millionaire in a couple of years. It's just not going to happen. You know, trading is very boring. It's not exciting. You are looking to use compounding to build your account. If you've got a small account, you want to use compounding, you want to turn that account into a larger account. And then when it becomes a larger account, then you have enough of a pot that you can start, you know, still risking your 1% to 2% per trade. You can start withdrawing money at the end of each month, at the end of each quarter, however it is that you want to do it. If you come into trading with those expectations, and if you understand that as a trader, you can have a very nice life, a very nice income source, but it's not necessarily going to turn you into this illustrious millionaire who wakes up in the morning and then rolls over in their bed and loads up their trading app on their phone and hits a few buttons, and then all of a sudden you've got 20, 30,000 pounds coming into your account. If you can accept that that's not realistic, then it's going to make the journey as you learn to become a trader a lot easier. So one of the main things I want to touch on is losses as well, because what I don't want to do, as I've mentioned in this video, I don't want to start to put across the message that, or give away the impression that trading is easy. I still have a tough time with trading. Every single trader does. Okay guys, so hopefully with some very slick editing, you haven't even noticed that we have changed camera. The last camera, the battery died. Of course, I did not charge it up. And basically I don't want to sit for hours waiting for that battery to get enough charge to finish the video. You know, it's getting quite late. I want to finish up for the day. So I'm basically now doing the last bit on my phone. I can't plug my microphone into my phone either. So there's going to be a little bit of echo, but hopefully you can bear with me. So with the video, main thing I'm trying to get across is that I don't want to give the impression that trading is easy. It's definitely not what I am attempting to do. Trading is incredibly difficult. It's also incredibly frustrating at times, and it's going to take you a long time to learn. And if you come prepared and with an understanding of realistic expectations, it can be a lot easier. I don't want to become, or I don't want to put across the message that trading is easy. It's the furthest thing from what I am trying to do. You know, when I'm putting the videos out week to week, it's just the regular videos. As I mentioned, I don't have time to always make the extra content for the YouTube channel. Certainly not when I'm working on something else, which is exactly what I'm doing right now. But when I'm finished with the beginner course, I will start putting out videos again. You know, it's usually once every sort of 2-3 weeks I put a video out. But there's a lot of stuff on the channel. If you look through, there's a lot of stuff on discipline, psychology, realistic expectations. Now, one of the other things I want to quickly touch on with the video is actually one of the reasons that the video kind of came about, or I started to put it back into my head once again. There's a comment on one of the videos, I believe on the 23rd, I want to say, or maybe the 26th of February, I can't really remember, but anyway, somebody commented on one of the videos. I ended up just blocking the person in the end. It's usually what I do when these people come onto the videos, just block them. I don't really want to get into a back and forth. Sometimes I do, sometimes I can't help it. I don't want to get into, you know, this back and forth across the internet with these people. It's someone on the other end of a computer screen with their chest all puffed up, you know, they're hammering away on their keyboard, sitting in their mum's spare bedroom. But he was suggesting that I was somehow giving the impression that trading is easy. So I just wanted to put that to bed. You know, it's not my intention. I don't ever promote trading as easy. You know, my subscribers, they are sick of the sound of my voice, I'm sure. All I say to them is, trading is boring, trading is difficult, trading needs a lot of discipline. You know, this person also, all he had to do was do a little bit of research. All he had to do was go onto the channel, maybe scroll down a little bit, you know, use his finger to click the mouse, really difficult, and he would see all these videos lined up. But he didn't do that. And then another thing he did, you know, when you start to get into the argument, is he started to say that I was trading on a demo account. You know, it's pretty much the fallback for all these idiots. I actually offered to send the P&L for the trade he was talking about, the show was a live account. He said no. I then offered to send the entire week. I wasn't even finished the week by that point. I said I'll send you the entire week's P&L. I'll do it as a video so you know I can. So I'm not like editing the screenshot, which I'm presuming what he was suggesting with the first one. And then he said no, and I said, okay, I'll send you that and the week before. And he said no again. So eventually I just gave up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in this video so you can see it anyway. It's the account that I used to trade the YouTube videos. Lines up with the Monday videos that he was talking about, including the rest of that week that he was talking about. I think it was on the Wednesday he commented, so it's also got Thursday and Friday on there. It's exactly as I said it is before Christmas. I said I was going to start with this account doing £500 per trade is the risk on every trade. It's exactly as I said, in that most of my trades I look for 0.7 to 1 risk to reward to 1 to 1 risk to reward. And it's also what I always say, 70%, 75% strike rate. I actually think on this period it might be a little bit higher. It might be sitting around about 80%, but that is not normal. I happily admit that. It's, you know, it varies. It's like a trading chart. It's up and down like this. And over the long term, I'm looking for above 70. If it goes below 70, I know I'm doing something wrong. It's not the trading plan. I'm making mistakes. And if I can hold it up at 75, I know I'm doing very, very well. So hopefully that puts that to rest. And the only other thing I do is trade, I don't want to call it my personal account, but I trade higher risk with a bigger account
but I only do that with very, very high probability trades. I'm basically trying to figure out a way where I only need to trade sort of 3 to 4 times a month, just taking those really high probability trades. I also take a trade called the spring bounce trade with that other account, which is just a type of setup that I do. The people that came to the seminar know exactly what I'm talking about. That's all I do aside from this one. Now, with the 2-week period also, when he commented and I said I'd send it, it's not even a very good period of returns. You know, it's just a normal period of return. There was a very tough week and there was a pretty normal week. And what you can see in there are losses. They're unavoidable. I don't try and shy away from that fact. More than happy to show them when they come up. Anytime there is a live trade video, first trade of the week is the one I record when it's a losing trade. I will happily post it up, because what I also find is that people like to talk, or like me to talk more through those losing trades. So I'm more than happy to do it. And so when they come, I will post them up. That's pretty much everything for this video, guys. Hopefully the second half, the sound was okay. Hopefully the video is okay. I don't know. I've never made a video on my phone before in my life. It doesn't even fit in the tripod, so I've got some sellotape around there holding it, and it looks very, very professional. But I like it because it is pretty much decisive trading. You know, it's just a normal person making videos. Sometimes things go wrong. Okay, guys, so as always, I hope you found that helpful, and I hope you've all had a good trading week. I'm James Orr, and thank you.